Hello, and welcome back to the worst possible Commander Show. It's me, it's CGB. I'm here with my friends. That's Shea.
Hello.
That's Ben.
Hello.
And this is Blake.
Hey.
And we're here to play some Commander for all of your entertainment. We've got some sweet commanders from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. And our show is brought to you, as always, by CoolStuffInc.com. Use the promo code WORST to get a discount on, say, your Ixalan singles or your Ixalan sealed product or any singles or sealed product. And you'll show that you also want to support the show at the same time. We're also brought to you by Ultimate Guard, who provides some sweet playmats and sleeves and deck boxes to protect our stuff. We love you, Ultimate Guard. Check out the link below in the description, and you should go see what they can do for you and your cards. So what we like to do on the Worst Possible Commander Show is go around the table and talk about what commander we're playing and the worst things that our decks can do to each other. It's our version of Rule Zero, and I want them all to know just how badly they're going to resent me at the end of it. So I am playing Inti. Anyway, this is the Seneschal of the Sun, and it's 1 and a red for a 2/2 humanoid creature. When it attacks, I can discard cards to have +1/+1 counters and trample, and whenever I discard a card, I get to exile the top card of my library, and I can play that until end of turn. So this deck is full of ways to discard cards, to exile more cards. It's full of ways to increase my combat damage to get you dead. Yeah, I know. Covert
Wait
go
just
red.
a second. Yeah, what color is this?
Yeah, what's going on here?
This is weird.
Covert go mono red, but it's with value, so it's fine. It's fine.
Right,
You're technically drawing those cards.
Yeah, the worst things I'll probably do is like use double strikes and extra combats to hit you guys even harder.
Wait, Ember Cleave?
I did maybe, but I wanted to highlight just so there's no surprises among friends, so you don't kick me out of the group or anything, and so that you're making choices when using fetch lands early in the game. You 2-colored decks, Blood Moon. Little Blood Moon.
CGB.
Little Magus of the Moon. Yeah.
You barely passed the vote last time the three of us voted. This is gonna make it not so close.
No.
It'll be fine.
No. A little mono red. What's a little Blood Moon between friends? All right. So that's me, the worst possible as usual. Shea, what are you playing and what's your worst possible?
So today I am playing the Myco Tyrant, which is an Elder Fungus. So this is a Golgari deck.
Loving it already.
Yeah, so this deck is all about getting those descended triggers, so sending things to the graveyard, because when I do, I get to make a bunch of fungi.
Oh.
And then, hopefully I can sacrifice some of those fungi for some very spooky infinite loops using Phyrexian Altar and Gravecrawler. And then once I have this infinite number of fungi, what better to do with them than to Craterhoof Behemoth?
It's ridiculous.
Here we go again.
This is ridiculous.
Blake, you're already sweating.
Dude. It's Craterhoof and Shea. The Shaderhoof Behemoth is too good.
Yes.
Well, that sounds nice and just as Shea as ever. Ben, what have you brought with you? Who's your commander? What's the worst possible thing you're going to do to us?
My commander is Galta Stampede Tyrant, 12/12 trample, as Galta does. But this Galta is a little different. When I play this Galta, I get to put all the creatures from my hand on the battlefield.
This
got
is
some creatures
so
in there?
This is so bad.
Just a few.
This is super bad.
Yeah, no, when I read this, I was like, oh, that's totally me. And, green cards are good. Craterhoof's good. Craterhoof's good. But I'm putting a little more of a twist on it, like we kind of usually do with Infect. So, Triumph of the Hordes.
If you
Since
kill
Blake-
Shea with a Craterhoof before me...
Since Blake can't seem to grasp the concept of killing people with Craterhoof, I'm going to do it for him.
I love this.
He needs more examples.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure everybody on the show needs to make sure they get those Craterhoof wins before him. I think that would go well. I think that's a good narrative.
I think I need new friends. That's what I think.
Well, I mean, Blake, you're up. What's your worst possible, and how many crater hoofs does it use?
Well, I'm playing Saheeli, so is it artifacts and creatures? You basically can make a copy of an artifact or creature with haste that gets sacrificed at the beginning of the turn. I have no crater hoofs in this deck, which is a real damper, but I got some good combos. So the first one's a pretty straightforward Archaeomancer Time Warp. With Saheeli out, that's basically infinite turns, which is pretty cool beans. And then I also have Animation Module, Ashnod's Altar, and Reckless Fireweaver. If I get all of these on the battlefield, I can basically machine gun everyone down with Reckless Fireweaver triggers, and that'll be fun. Deck's full of combos, but that's just a couple of them.
And he wonders why he gets hit with crater hoofs.
I didn't say I didn't deserve it, I just don't like it.
Do you have anything in there that can steal a creature so you can maybe make your own crater hoof?
Only one way to find out.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm excited to see which commander rises to the top of the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Let's dive in. Let this nonsense begin. Ben, for the second game in a row, you go first. Take it away.
Draw for turn. Play a forest. Tap that forest for a soul ring. Go ahead, Blake.
Alrighty, I'll draw for turn. I will play Polluted Delta, and I'm gonna pass.
Guys, he's going to be halfway to Gulta on his next turn. I'm going to play a mountain. I'm going to tap that mountain. I'm going to cast a Curse of Opulence. Now, this is the awkward part, because normally you want to pick on the player who's ahead, but I know Ben, and Ben's the most likely player to do some attacking and help me trigger this curse.
Yeah.
So, where'd Blake go? Anyways, see my buddy Blake over there. You're cursed.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, you're cursed, buddy.
Fine.
I saw that worst possible segment.
Fair enough. I respect that.
Also, I want the crater hoofs to go at you. I will also play a Mox Amber, and I'll pass to Shea.
It's good. I'll draw. We're gonna play a forest, and we'll tap it for Elves of Deep Shadow.
Ooh.
Then I'll pass.
Spoopy elves.
Untap. Draw for turn. Play a forest. I'll tap 2, 1 floating from the soul ring. Then play Prowling Serpopod.
The cat snake.
That was exactly how
That was
did
perfect.
And I'll let that floating mana dissipate. Your turn.
End your turn, I'll crack my Delta. Alrighty, I got a Steam Vents, which will enter tapped. Untap for my turn, draw a card, play an island, and I will cast Arcane Signet and pass the turn.
Untap mountain, draw for turn, play mountain, tap 2, commander, Inti, Seneschal, if that's a thing,
Seneschal? Yeah.
Seneschal of the Sun. 2/2, when I attack, I may discard a card. If I do, put a +1/+1 counter on an attacking creature. It gains trample until end of turn. Whenever I discard one or more cards, exile the top card of my library. I may play that until my next end step. Your turn, Shea.
All right, I'll untap, draw. Gonna play Verdant Catacombs as my land for turn. Crack it right away. Okay, I grabbed a swamp with the Verdant Catacombs. Then I'm going to pay 3, taking 1 from the elf to cast the Myco Tyrant.
Hello, Myco Tyrant.
Yes! So he is trample, and his power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control that are fungi and or saplings. At the beginning of your end step, create X 1/1 black fungus creature tokens with this creature can't block, where X is the number of times you descended this turn.
How many times have you descended this turn?
Once, I think.
Yeah.
The Verdant Catacombs.
Fetchland synergy.
Cool. So then I'm going to move to my end step, and I will make a fungus. Woo!
Would you like to name your fungus?
Oh my gosh, look at
Is it a dinosaur skull?
That's amazing.
It's a mushroom growing out of what looks to be a dinosaur skull.
That's awesome.
The first name that came to mind was Chungus.
Of course. We got the Fungus Among Us and the Chungus Among Us.
Yes. Absolutely. That's my turn.
I'll play a forest. Surprise, surprise. I'm gonna tap 3 and play Tribute to the World Tree.
Yep.
Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under my control, draw a card if its power is 3 or greater. Otherwise, put 2 1/1 counters on it.
I would like to just helpfully remind you, if you attack Blake, you and I both get treasures.
Oh yeah. That
Why would you
help
helpfully
me.
remind him?
I think you know.
That didn't feel helpful
I
at
think
all.
you know.
Blake, I'm gonna attack you for 4.
Oh, really? All right, I'll take 4.
All right, gold for me, gold for you, Ben.
Oh, thanks. Your turn, Blake.
All right, I will untap, draw for turn. I will cast a CGB favorite, Ichor Wellspring,
Yeah,
draw a card,
yeah,
and then I will cast my commander,
she's here.
and I'll pass.
Untap, draw. Time for some value. I'm going to tap the Mox Amber for red, and we're going to cast this Conspiracy Theorist. This says whenever this attacks, I may pay 1 and discard a card. If I do, I draw. It also says whenever I discard 1 or more non-lands, you may exile 1 of them from the graveyard, and if you do, you may cast it this turn.
Whoa.
Synergy.
Weird.
Synergy. Move to combat. I will attack Blake
That makes
with
sense.
my commander, and I've got some attack triggers. For one thing, I'm going to make a gold. For the other thing, I'm going to choose to discard a card and put a +1/+1 counter on my commander and give it trample until end of turn. I'm going to discard a Bitter Reunion, and then I'm going to exile it from my graveyard, and I may cast it this turn. So this will be my exile, maybe cast this turn, probably. Because I discarded a card, I will exile the top card of my library to my commander. I may play it until the end of my next turn. So I need a separate little exile zone for that, one that can be here till the end of the next turn. It's
Oh my
Lelia,
gosh.
the Blade Reforged.
That's a combo.
That's, maybe that's what I built the deck around. Maybe what I'm doing over here.
You gonna cast this turn?
I might, but I mean, we're in combat first. Did you take your 3
Ooh, I'll
points?
take my 3.
Yeah, that's commander damage.
All right.
Ouch.
Son of a gun.
Post-combat, let's sack a gold token and tap, and let's cast that Bitter Reunion. I only have till end of turn to play that. And when that enters the battlefield, I'm going to discard a card, then draw 2 cards. All right, I'll discard this mountain, and I'll draw 2 cards. And because I discarded a card that will trigger my commander to exile my top card, I can play it till the end of my next turn. And that is a Vandal Blast.
You son of a gun.
Okay. Don't like that.
I like that just fine.
Makes sense.
In fact, I like it so much, I'm going to sacrifice it, and I'm going to slow Galta down.
No.
Because I don't think the rest of you are going to.
No.
And I'm going to Vandal Blast the Soul Ring.
No.
I know.
Okay, it's down.
I just slow down. Slow down, Ben.
Take a
You're
chill
going to
pill.
get there. You're going to be fine. Dead.
Haven't you heard about the turtle in the hair? Slow and steady
Yeah.
wins the race.
I feel accomplished. I'm going to pass the turn. The Lelia stays in exile till the end of my next turn.
Okay, I'm gonna play Riveteer's Overlook as my land for turn. When it enters, sacrifice it. When you do, search your library for a basic swap, mountain, and forest card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle, gain a life. Okay, so I grabbed a forest from the Riveteer's Overlook. That's gonna enter tapped. Then I will pay 2 for a Reassembling Skeleton.
Ooh.
So yeah, I can pay 2 to return it from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped.
Delightful fodder.
Delightful. Okay, I'm going to tap my elf for 1 black. It's going to deal damage to me to cast a Vampiric Rites.
Ooh.
So pay 2 to sack a creature. You gain a life, draw a card. Okay, moving to combat. I'm going to send a 1/1 fungus to Blake and my commander to Ben. So my commander's a 2/2.
Okay, I'll take the commander damage.
Gold.
You get an attack trigger to get a gold, both of you.
Cool.
We'll go with the treasure. Functionally similar.
And I will choose to block.
Goodbye, Chungus. Don't worry, I'll see you again soon. So I'm gonna move to my end step. Then I've got a trigger from my commander, and my descended count is 2. So Chungus returns with a friend,
Oh, named
Chungai.
Chungus and Chungai.
Okay, then I'll end my turn. Pass to you, Ben.
Okay, I'll untap, draw for a turn. I'm gonna tap 3 and sacrifice the gold to play a Sky Shroud claim.
Ooh,
2 forests for you.
untapped.
Got a Dryad Arbor and a Gingerbread Cabin. And the Gingerbread Cabin enters untap because I have 3 or more forests. And I make a food token.
The value.
I know. And let's continue the value with the Dryad Arbor. It enters, it's still Summoning Sickness. It enters untap, but I get to put 2 counters on that bad boy.
Wow.
Because
it's
the
a
world
creature.
Yeah.
It's a creature.
Strider's stoked to be here. It's not used to being a 3/3.
You know, it's also stoked to be on your battlefield.
What?
The prowling Serpopod. Oh, I did it the opposite way. Whoops.
Why are there so many Serpar parts
Whoa,
around me?
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh,
I got
sorry.
gold.
Trigger.
Gold's back.
I go to 2 gold.
All right. May I go to blocks?
Yes.
No blocks.
Then it's your turn, Blake.
Alrighty. We're gonna untap. Draw for turn. I'm gonna play an island. I'm gonna tap 4. I'm gonna cast a Mystic Forge.
Ooh, artifact synergies. Is it good? Is it cool?
It's pretty medium. I'm gonna pass.
All right, let's untap. Draw. All right. 3 mana, Imperial Recruiter. I'm gonna search the library for a creature with power 2 or less. Sack 2 gold, dockside. Does that enter the battlefield?
Sure does.
Yes, sir.
Trigger on the stack, any responses?
Okay, I'm gonna sack my gold that is disguised as a treasure in response.
No, Shea, why?
Yes, I'm gonna do it for a black mana so I can cast a Vampiric Tutor.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I grab my card, it's on top. That's all for me.
All right, anybody else anything before the dockside trigger resolves?
No
You're good.
response.
All right, hold up your numbers.
3.
3.
1.
Okay, so that's 7 treasures. Cha-ching. Let's sack 3 of those and bring out Lelia, because I don't want her exiled. She's too cool for that.
Now, last turn, CGB, I
Yo.
distinctly recall you discarding a mountain and then not playing a mountain. Is that true?
I'm just getting into the mono red spirit. Dude.
Okay, that's good. I respect that.
Just vibing with my
Gaming,
mono redness.
dude. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's all good. Move to combat.
No, you move. I'm just bracing for impact.
Well, you're not my only target right this
Oh,
moment.
thank goodness.
I am going to attack Ben with Lelia, the Blade Reforged. Shea, I'm going to attack you with a Conspiracy Theorist. And Blake, I'm going to attack you with Inti.
I'm going to do you with Inti.
I have many triggers, so let's go over it. I am not going to pay 1 to draw and discard with the Conspiracy Theorist. I am going to exile my top card to Lelia, and I may play that card this turn. So we're going to start the piles over here again. Get back in the piles, everybody. Lelia card is a new one. It's
Yeah, say that one.
Zoyoa's Justice. 1 in a red instant, the owner of target artifact or creature with mana value 1 or greater shuffles it into their library, then discover X where X is its mana value.
The person who gets targeted does that, or you do?
The person who gets targeted
Oh, okay.
discovers X, where X is the mana value. This will be a card put into exile, so that is a +1/+1 counter on Lelia. Then, Inti's trigger is going to go off. I have attacked, so I can discard a card. And I'm going to discard Aggravated Assault.
Whoa.
And this is going to put a +1/+1 card counter on Inti. I'm going to choose to exile it from my graveyard, and I may play it this turn. This is a card being put into exile from my graveyard, so that has a +1/+1 counter on Lelia. And because I discarded a card, I will exile my top card to Inti, and I may play it till the end of my next turn.
So this is a different pile now.
Yeah, new pile.
Oh my God.
This is a mountain. Woo! But I put a card into exile, so that's a +1/+1 counter.
What am I looking at?
What's going on?
It's called Fund.
Is it?
Wow.
It is. It is called
This is
Fund.
the most CGB mono red deck I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
no kidding.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
And because I have attacked Blake, Curse of Opulence will trigger, and I will make a gold token. So, guys,
Oh yeah, we still gotta resolve damage, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no blocks from me.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna block with my skeleton.
No blocks.
All right, so that is going to be damage. That was 2 points for Shea, 5 points for Ben, and 4 commander damage
Son of a gun.
for Blake. But after damage, but before the end of combat, I'm going to sack my gold and my treasures. And I'm going to cast a very appropriately named card, Savage Beating. Oh. And I'm going to take an additional combat after this one.
What?
So I untap all creatures I control, and then there's an additional combat phase.
Wow. Okay.
I cannot let that resolve.
Don't let it happen!
Swan song.
Come on. Fun police.
Wee woo.
Fun police have struck. Yeah, boo.
Nice.
Countered Savage Beating, my swan place. We're going with a Drake. We're doing a Drake thing. All right, I'm in my post-combat. That should have been another combat. And I'm going to play a mountain. I'm going to exile Simian Spirit Guide from my hand for a red mana. This actually doesn't trigger any of my things. I'm going to tap 1 red. I'm going to cast Zoya's Justice. And I am going to target my Imperial Recruiter. I'm going to shuffle it into my library, and I'm going to discover 3. So, for each card that I exile here, it's going to be a +1/+1 counter on Lelia. So I'm hoping for a lot of exiles till I hit the right discovery.
Makes sense.
All right. Witch's Clinic, that's 1. Mountain 2. Mountain 3. Anger, that is a 4-drop.
4,
so
yep.
We're up to 4. Embercleave, that's
Oh
a
my
6.
God.
I knew it.
Mana Crypt.
Oh, wow.
So that is going to be 6 +1/+1 counters.
Sheesh.
It's actually 7 because Mana Crypt also gets exiled before you cast it.
So that is going to be 7 +1/+1 counters because Mana Crypt also gets exiled before I cast it. So that's 10 counters on Lelia, and she's a 12/12.
Dude.
Jeez.
So I'm going to cast the Mana Crypt, and these will go on the bottom in a rando order. And I'm going to move to my end step and permanently exile Aggravated Assault, passing the turn to Shea.
All right, let's untap. I'm gonna pay 4. I'll take a damage from me elf for a Pitiless Plunderer.
Uh-oh.
There it is.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's getting scary.
Moving to combat, I'm gonna send my commander to Blake and my 2 fungi to CGB.
Clever. Attack trigger. Gold.
Gold.
There's gold in them attacks.
No blocks from me.
Ooh. If I block and her creatures die, she gets the Descent trigger and she gets treasures from the Plunderer. So I will take this one for the team. I'm such a team player over here.
40.
And I'll go to 38.
And I'll go to 21.
Cool. I'm going to sack the gold to cast Crop Rotation. And when I do, I will also sacrifice this forest. And so that will be 2 Descended triggers. Okay, so I grabbed Urborg, which will enter untapped. Then I will move to my end step, and I've got those Descended triggers, so I'll make 2 more fungi, whose names will be Chungus.
So you have Chungus, and
Chungai.
Chungai.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay, pass to you, Ben.
All right, I'll untap. Drew off her turn. Play a forest.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to combat.
Oh, he's moving way too fast.
Wow.
I'm scared.
Wow.
I do
Okay.
not like this.
It's time to bring this back. Ben,
What?
let there be peace in our time.
No, no.
Please.
He has to. He has to.
I'm gonna attack you.
Damn, that did not work. Okay.
Leg for 4.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
And I'll make a treasure.
And
A gold.
I will also make a gold.
Guys, if my math is correct, I believe I have 8 mana now.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, that's how you count. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Easily divisible.
Oh, God.
Here we go, Galta, Stampede Tyrant.
Blue Mage?
Oh.
No, he didn't Curse of Opulence me. So you're good, pal.
Nice.
Wow.
Tribute of the World Tree will trigger. I'll trigger that first before Galta. So when Galta Stampede Tyrant enters the battlefield, put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. It's a big trample 4/4, 12/12.
It's fine. Ben
4/4,
Ben will never have big creatures in his
No.
hands on a board like this. Ben would never.
Not Calney
my
Hydra,
God.
8/8 Trampler.
Okay, I'm sure that's all he has.
Not a Hornet Queen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, sorry, I gotta move these over.
Still going?
Not a Displaced Dinosaurs, which is a new one from Doctor Who.
What does that even do?
As a historic permanent enters a battlefield under your control, it becomes a 7/7 dinosaur creature in addition to its other types. So in other words, the gold
Will be 7/7
will be
dinos.
7/7 dinos.
Some
And
of
I'm
the
sorry, I'm not
insects.
done.
Still going?
Oger Kozlum Deepest Growth.
Oh my god, what a
That's a
name.
new card.
This is a new card. Trample 6/5. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library. You may put a creature and or land card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest at the bottom in a random order. And when it dies, return it to the battlefield. Return it to the battlefield tapped and transformed under its owner's control.
There's some kind of land on the backside.
Yeah. Okay, well, because of Tribute to the World Tree, I have a lot of triggers here, and all the insects are going to get 2 1/1 counters, same with the Hornet Queen, and then I'll draw 4 off the other 4 creatures. My commander happened.
He also had us all draw him his own, in a single insect.
I mean, you can tell by which one looks good who did which one.
Let us know in the comments which one you think,
Yeah,
who you think
which
drew
is your
which.
favorite?
Go ahead, Blake. Your turn.
All right, at the end of your turn, I will use Mystic Forge. I will exile a mountain. I will untap. And I think in my upkeep, I will use Mystic Forge again and exile Mana Drain, because I need a cheeky little board wipe.
That would have been nice a turn ago.
Yeah, right.
I will play Mana Crypt.
Cha-ching.
I will play Soul Ring.
From the top of your deck
From
with
the
the
top
forge.
of my deck, floating 1 colorless mana from the Mana Crypt.
Okay.
I will spend 4 mana to play Thran Dynamo.
We're all pulling for you, Blake. Get that board wipe.
Ow.
Whoa.
That was not a board wipe. We're going fishing. All right, I will spend 1 blue mana to cast Thought Monitor, which will draw me 2 cards. I guess the only thing I can do is dissuade him from murdering me, which realistically is not going to do a whole lot. But we can try. So I'm going to spend 6, and I'm going to cast Duplicant.
Ooh.
So when this enters the battlefield, I exile target non-token creature, and this has its power and toughness and types. So I'm going to get a dino of my own. I will exile your 8/8 Hydra, and I will make my dude into an 8/8.
Rude.
Okay. You tell me what's rude after your next turn, buddy. I think I am going to pass.
Woo! A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure out here. Let's untap. Let's roll odds are damage. I take 3. I will draw for my turn. Let's tap the Amber in the Crypt, and let's kick it off right. Let's cast Wheel of Fortune. By the way, this is an unlimited Wheel of Fortune, and it says both players must discard their hands, so I'm pretty sure only 2 of us
Who you
get to do
choosing?
it. No. It is all players.
Yeah.
So yeah, discard your hands and draw 7. Does that resolve?
Yes.
Okay. So when I discard, I get to exile the top card of my library. I may play it until end of turn. It is a mountain. Sweet. This will put a counter on Lelia, the Blade Reforged. Also, when I discard, I may exile one of the non-land cards from the graveyard. If I do, I may cast it this turn. I'm going to choose Magus of the Wheel. And that will put a counter on Lelia, Blade Reforged. I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to attack Blake with Dockside Extortionist.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack Shea with everything else.
Whoa!
Uh-huh, Red Mage going red.
Rude.
I've got triggers.
Oh, dude.
So, make a gold from attacking Blake with the Dockside. Whenever I attack, I may discard a card. If I do, put a +1/+1 counter on attacking creature, and it gains trample until end of turn. I am going to discard Anger. And I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on Lelia. And it's going to gain trample until end of turn.
Sweet.
Oh, now you're.
Whenever I discard a card, I exile a card. I can play it till the end of my next turn. That is another mountain. Whenever I exile a card, Lelia gets a counter. Whenever I discard one or more non-land cards, I may exile one of them. So I could exile the anger. I think I like the anger where it
makes
is.
sense. Yeah. CGB made himself a little Rue Goldberg machine.
When Lelia attacks, I exile a card until the end of my turn I can play it. That card is an Underdark Rift. And I will put a +1/+1 counter on Lelia. She's now a 17/17 trample until end of turn.
Okay, so I'm going to block the 4/4 that's coming my way with my reassembling skeleton, and that's my only block.
Then you are going to take 21, Shea. But it's not commander damage, only 4 of it is.
Okay. Okay.
Your reassembling skeleton will die, which means you will make a treasure with your pitiless plunderer.
Thank you. Yes, I will.
My dockside extortionist will die. Took 1 for the team. Well done. Post combat, let's play this Underdark Rift as the land for turn. I will tap my mountain. I will cast a Soul Ring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fine. 5, 6, 7, going down to 1 gold token. I'm going to overload Spectacular Showdown. Put a double strike on each creature and goad each creature that had a double strike counter put on it this way.
Oh, is it?
No.
Yeah.
The mayhem.
Each creature.
Yeah. All right, we've passed around the double strike counters. They look like this or like that or like suspiciously first strike counters. I'm going to move to my end step. The Magus of the Wheel is permanently exiled. And Shea, your turn.
Okay.
Make it a good one.
Tough to follow. Right, I'm gonna pay 1 for a fun little card called Spore Frog.
Oh.
No!
No way.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna tap my elf and tap a land to activate my vampiric rights, sacrificing a Chungus. Then I will draw a card.
And gain a life.
And gain a life. Then I'll make a treasure with my Pitiless Plunderer. Let's do that again. I'm gonna sack 2 treasures and a Chungus for the vampiric rights, draw a card, and I will also make a treasure again from the Pitiless Plunderer. Then I'll also gain a life from the vampiric rights. Okay, so I think it's time to move to combat. All right, I'm gonna send Chungus and Chungai to Blake, my commander to Ben, and my Pitiless Plunderer to Ben.
On attack, that's a gold token for each of us, Shea.
Woohoo!
I'll block with 2 insects, 1 each.
Okay.
I will block Chungai with the duplicate and Chungus with a thought monitor.
All right, so the plunderer will make you 3 treasures.
Okay. Okay. Commander's in the command zone. So I am going to crack my gold and my treasures, which will increase that descendant count even more, and that's going to be to cast my commander.
It's just a 1/1.
It's just a 1/1.
Just a baby.
Just a baby.
Just a baby. Until I move to my end step.
Shea, by my count, you've descended 14 times this turn.
Okay.
Boom.
Yes, thank you. Woo! Okay. That's...
Busy fungi.
Okay.
It sure is. All right,
Most
Ben.
fun guys are pretty busy.
Over to you.
What's up? I will untap. I'm gonna tap 7.
It's moving fast. I'm scared.
I'm gonna play Old Gnawbone.
Oh, God. Not like this.
What's up, guys? How you doing today?
So, trigger on Path of the
Oh yeah,
the tribute to the
I'll
world
draw a card off that tribute.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
There is one thing standing in between me and your massive army of green creatures, and it is this little spore frog.
Ribbit.
Ribbit. I won't use it if you don't come my way with any of that stuff.
Okay.
Sorry, Blake.
Hi, Blake.
Sorry, Blake.
We're going to combat.
It's not a crater hoof.
No, but it's pretty
It's true.
Oh my lord. Are you sure you want to let him make that? So, to clarify, because he has displaced dinosaurs and old Gnawbone, any artifact he makes, the gold token and then the treasures from the Gnawbone, are going to, each damage, by the way, and these all have double strike, each damage is going to make a 7/7 dinosaur.
Dude, this is glorious.
That's a treasure.
Yeah.
That is a
This so
treasure.
glorious.
And because of Tribute to the World Tree, he's going to draw a card each time.
Luckily, I die on first strike, so he doesn't do double
Oh yeah,
strike.
it's only half of what the insane number might be.
Infinite divided by 2, basically.
But are you sure?
I feel like if I can't fully deal with him now, then how much worse is it if he gets a few more? You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know if Blake is gonna find a way to do a lot of things. You do have to ask yourself if Blake is better off alive. I can promise to try to take care of Ben, but that's all I can do. I can't take care of him if he makes all those creatures. I can't. But one thing for sure, he attacked Blake. So that is a Curse of Opulence trigger. So that is a gold token.
A nice
For Ben.
7/7 gold.
There you go.
And for myself. And that means it's a 7/7 dinosaur gold token,
There you go, buddy.
which triggers.
Which means I get to draw a card.
That's right.
From Tribute to the World Tree.
Yes.
All right, Shea, big decision.
I hate big decisions.
Blake, you got nothing? I mean,
I'm not going to weigh in here.
I got nothing.
All right, Ben.
What's up?
I can't believe this.
Let's see you fly. Let's do it. I'm not gonna spore frog.
Awesome. Bye, Blake.
How much damage is that to Blake?
Are you gonna block any? You're gonna block 4 of those, so I only make 38 treasures. Oh, and creatures, 7/7s.
Yeah,
And draw 38 cards.
No.
No
so
blocks.
42.
No.
Okay.
You guys deal with the problem you made.
Legit. Very legit.
That's fair.
So do I understand this correctly? You are going to deal 42 first strike combat damage to Blake, killing him, creating 42 7/7 dinosaur treasures, and drawing 42 cards.
Yes.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
I think I'm dead.
I think 15 is less than 42. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Ben. You have a few triggers to resolve. First, there's this god over here. So when this deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library. You may put a creature card and or a land card, so probably both, from among them onto the battlefield and put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So,
sick.
yep, reveal 6 cards. It's a reveal, so just spread them out on his board.
Read them for us, Blake.
Balagan Recovery, Mana Crypt, Nyx Bloom Ancient, Mana Vault, Azuz Lost But Seeking, Trader Huffy, Memphis. Ben, Shea, you better kill his ass.
Funnily, there's no land.
Yeah, that's true.
So you may pick a creature to put on the battlefield, Ben.
I'm gonna get Nyx Bloom Ancient.
Yeah.
Nice.
Boom. And then I draw off of Tribute to the World Tree.
Yes, you do. Ben, 42 cards
Oh yeah, that's right.
from your Tribute to the World Tree and your Dino tokens entering the battlefield.
CGB just mill his ass out.
Yeah.
I'll sacrifice the 1 gold 7/7.
I want to know what you get rid of a 7/7 for 1 mana.
Exploration.
Oh, hell yeah. That's my boy.
Extra forest from exploration. I'm also gonna play a Jeweled Lotus.
Yeah, that'll come in handy. Hey, Ben, just really something about that Jeweled Lotus that just occurred to me. It's a 7/7 dinosaur.
That can't sack this turn.
But I'll draw.
Oh my good lord.
You got it, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those 7 cards have to be so good.
Boom.
They must be
Crazy.
pretty amazing.
I'm done.
All right, odds are damage. That is 3 points of damage. That might matter. I will draw for turn. Let's kick it off. Cathartic Reunion. I am going to discard Crow Mox and Mox Diamond, one of the most expensive discards of my life.
Yeah.
And I am going to draw 3 cards.
May they be bangers.
Triggers. So I have discarded a card. Whenever I discard one or more non-lands, I may exile one of them. If I do, I may cast it this turn. I'm going to exile the Mox Diamond. Exiling this will put a counter on Lelia. Also, whenever you discard one or more cards, exile the top card. You may play that card until your next end step. That is going to be Embercleave. I don't know if that matters.
Oh, probably, yeah.
But I drew a card that might. I'm going to play a Rogue's Passage.
No. Oh my gosh.
What?
This game is nuts.
I'm going to play the Mox Diamond from exile, and I'm going to discard a mountain. I have discarded a card. That means I will exile the top card of my library. I may play it till the end of this turn. It's a Runaway Steamkin. I have exiled a card. That's another counter on Lelia. I actually missed one for the Embercleave, so that's another counter on Lelia.
Okay.
I'll use the Mana Crypt and the Soul Ring to make Lelia the Blade Reforged unblockable.
Blockable, you say?
Blockable.
Huh.
I'll move to combat.
Yeah? Who's that going at, Shea?
Well, Shea has a card named Spore Frog.
That she would love to use this turn.
I don't know.
Remember
When you tried to
promised,
convince her
right?
to. Remember, you tried to convince her to let her use it on you to save you.
I will attack Ben
Shea?
with just the Lelia, the Blade Reforged. And
I
when
can block that, right?
no, that's
No,
unblockable.
It's hard to block.
Triggers. All right, we got triggers.
Okay.
So when I attack, I may discard a card. And if I do, I put a counter on target attacking creature and gains trample. I will discard this mountain. I will put a counter on Lelia the Blade Reforged, and I will give it trample, because why not? When I discard, I may exile the top card. I may play it till the end of my next turn. It is a Gemstone Caverns. Also, when I attack, I exile a card with Lelia. It is a mountain. I may play it till the end of turn. I already played my land for turn, so I'm just going to put that all the way into the exile zone. Along with these two, we're just cleaning up. And that will put another counter on Lelia because I exiled, so that is now a 22-22 double striking unblockable trample. Coming at Ben.
Oh, at me.
Coming
Oh.
at Ben. Because I don't think Shea wants to save him.
Is that correct?
Look at your board statement.
You're dead.
You know, I really came here for just a show, and then I die, you know?
You come here for a good time, not a long time.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Bam! Bam! That is a mighty blade.
Rogue's Passage, huh?
Rogue's Passage. I got that tech from you, Ben.
Yeah. Thanks. It's good, isn't it?
It's really
It's
good.
pretty good.
It's a good top deck. I mean,
I feel like you have to.
that frog's got to go.
Yeah.
That frog's got to go. Post combat. Relentless Assault. Untap all creatures that attack this turn. I get an additional combat phase, followed by an additional main phase. And I will untap Lelia, the Blade Reforged.
All right, before you go to combat, I would like to cast Abrupt Decay, targeting Layla.
But she's 22.
Yeah.
She's never been this strong.
Never been this strong.
You're taking her out
Yeah,
right now? And
yeah.
how big is your commander?
Well, it's a 15.
It's a 15-15.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's dead. My girl. What have you done to my girl?
Oh boy.
Oh no. Yep, it's still right. Shea, I attack you with all. So, whenever I attack, I may discard a card. When I do, I put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature, and it will gain trample. I'm going to discard this Wheel of Misfortune. And I am going to choose to exile it with Conspiracy Theorist. And I may play it this turn. This will be a discard, so I'll put the +1/+1 counter on the flyer. That would be the Drake token, or I'm sorry, the Swan token.
Thank you.
And because I discard it, I will exile the top card of my library. I may play it till the end of my next turn. It is a mountain.
Well, what's the total damage there?
Well, right now, before you've declared blockers, this is a 4/4 double strike, this is a 2/2 double strike, and this is a 3/3 double strike.
First Spore Frog makes a great blocker.
Well, I think it's time for the frog.
Yeah? You gonna do it?
I'm gonna do it.
You popping the frog?
Popping the frog.
Popping froggies?
Yes. So I will sacrifice a Spore Frog to prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn.
Wah, wah, wah. All right, I'll crack 2 gold in post-combat, and I will play the Runaway Steamkin, who is looking like it's going under a bus. And I'll pass the turn to Shea.
All right, so let's go with Cabal Coffers as my land for turn. Okay, then I'm gonna tap 2 and the Cabal Coffers to make 5 black mana. I'm gonna use 1 of that to cast Unearth. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Okay.
I'm gonna target this Eternal Witness. Okay, so when Eternal Witness enters the battlefield, I can return target card from my graveyard to my hand. I'm going to target this Abrupt Decay.
Okay.
That cannot be good news for you, buddy.
Okay, then I'm going to spend a black from the mana pool and tap a forest to cast Abrupt Decay, targeting your one lonely blocker over there.
The Runaway Steamkin.
Runaway Steamkin, yes.
Toot toot. All right, dead.
He's running away.
A 15/15 commander. It's 14 tokens, and it's a double striking elf, so that's 31 damage that I see.
Unless
Unless?
I'm going to spend 2 from the mana pool, going down to 1 to cast Azulaport Cutthroat.
Okay.
Okay.
And just,
So whenever it or another creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life, and you gain a life.
yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah! I'm going to use my last 2 remaining mana to activate my Vampiric Rites to sacrifice the Eternal Witness.
I go to 31.
You go to 31.
Yeah.
Now, Shea, how much power you got on the board?
Like exactly enough to kill him now. Also, let's not forget, I gained a life there.
In case.
Yep.
Okay, moving to combat, swinging at you with everything.
Wow.
Oh,
What
You know
a
what,
line,
Shea? You know what, Shea? At least a mono red deck didn't win today.
there we
You
go.
got me.
There
Good
we
game,
go.
Shea. Way to go.
Thanks. The fungus did it!
Wow.
Okay, there you have it. Mega Fungus Chumungus for the W. Let's get our CoolStuffInc.com cards of the game. All right, let's pick out our CoolStuffInc.com cards of the game. I'll go first. I want to give a big shout out to my commander, but my card of the game is Lelia the Blade Reforged. And when I saw Inti, I said, I can use my shell of Lelia, which I had already played before. I know, closet mono red gamer. But I was like, I'll use the Lelia shell, and then I can have Lelia in the deck. And then I drew her. So it was beautiful. Having these two together, along with the Conspiracy Theorist, was a value engine rewarding me for attacking by giving me cards to play, which makes it okay to be mono red.
It was really disguised as mono blue.
Yeah.
a very aggressive mono blue.
Yes.
So yeah, Lelia, card of the game. Champ, Shea, the Fungi Chumungi.
Yeah, that's me.
What's your card of the game?
My card of the game is Spore Frog. Really came in at the perfect time. Just exactly what I needed. And also, fun fact, I bought Spore Frog from CoolStuffInc.com for this deck, and I'm so glad I did. It really made a difference.
I bought my Mox Diamond for this deck from CoolStuffInc.com, and someone got a better deal because she trounced me with
There's a difference in
frickin'
price there,
Spore
too.
Frog.
Oh, yeah. And look at it.
Can we honorable mention Chungai? He was my favorite of them.
Oh, Chungai? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. One of the many of the Fungus and Chungus clan.
1 in a million, actually.
Yeah.
While Shea was able to take the victory, I think most stuff,
Yeah, style
most
points go to Ben.
incredible
That was
style
nuts.
points go to Ben. So what is your CoolStuffInc.com card of the game?
Well, I got a trifecta. So it turns out if you have displaced dinosaurs on the battlefield, and then you play an old gnawbone, those treasures become 7/7s. Oh, and then if you have tribute to the world tree, you just draw that many.
Just
you know,
the way
when they
Garfield
enter,
drew it up,
you know,
dude. The perfect 3-card combo.
You know, they have summoning sickness, but we don't sack them for treasures. We use them to attack.
Yeah,
So
it's
sweet.
interesting, but actually, it's Magical Christmas Land will never actually happen in a game of Shingleton Commander with 3 individual cards. So.
That was a perfect impression.
Yeah, you can tell that came from the soul.
Yeah.
Right from my spiky soul to his Timmy deaf ears.
I just came here for style points. I really like losing, actually.
You know, I've always said you either die a Ben or you live long enough to see yourself become a CGB.
Nice.
Card of the game. My card of the game is actually CGB's Wheel of Fortune, and the reason why I drew into the nuttiest 7-card hand where I knew if I untapped I was gonna win, and they were like conversing about whether or not they should Spore Frog to save me in case they need my help to kill Ben, and I'm just sitting there like, I can't weigh in, but please Spore Frog. And then Shea let me die, but it would have been sweet.
Yeah.
So you would have untapped and won. You had the worst possible combo.
Oh, I had Archaeomancer, Time Warp, and the Fire Guy, as well as like I had like literally everything.
We
It
were
was
dead.
nuts.
We were dead.
Yeah.
Well,
crazy.
then I think Shea made all the right decisions
She did.
because she actually
It was a
navigated that
crazy
amazingly
line.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Remember to use the promo code WORST when you shop at CoolStuffInc.com for your Spore Frogs and other cards. It shows that you support the show. Also, remember to check out Ultimate Guard, who provided our beautiful sleeves and playmats, and check out the link in the description. You stayed all the way till the end of the video. Thank you. That is the best thing you can do to support the show. But top it off, hit like, hit subscribe. And from my friends here at the Worst Possible Commander Show to you at home,
You're cool.
gonna pass, huh?
Sir. Who knows what I could have?
Hmm.